Come on. Hey, I gotta be there, man.
Yeah, right. I love it. What's going on, guys? Jeff Williams here. And if this is your first time to the channel, I want to say welcome. If you've been here before, I want to say welcome back. Can the Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide ST, can it tour? Well, I was about to find out. So the first thing I want to kind of talk about is the windshield. We'll go front to back. So the windshield, my CVO Road Glide Limited has a fantastic windshield. It's a nice big Clockworks windshield. I can wear a half shell on that bike and not feel any wind. I feel nothing, absolutely nothing. And that is a big pro when you're going on a long road trip. The CVO Road Glide ST, I still have not changed that windshield on it. I absolutely love the look of the windshield. It looks good on that bike. It looks absolutely great. So I did not plan on changing that windshield. Now that I've taken this trip, if I'm ever going to take another road trip with this, more than a couple 100-mile trip, I have to get another windshield for it. It was just a lot of wind for a long time. We did take a lot of breaks along the way, but still, it was a lot of wind. And because we're highway speeds, I always had to wear my full face mask. There was my full face helmet. There's no getting away from that because there's no wind protection. Anything that's coming off the road is hitting you straight in the chest or in the face. So the whole time I was on that bike, I only brought my full face because I knew I couldn't use this half shell. In the city, yes, but I didn't bring it just because I was limited on storage. So I guess, speaking of that, storage will be my next topic. My Road Glide Limited has 2 saddlebags and a tour pack. That makes a huge difference about how much stuff you can bring with you. Another thing that the Road Glide Limited can do is that I can put something in the back, in the passenger cubby hole, and stack a couple things there as well. And then it also has a rack on the top of the tour pack, so I can put something on top of there. There is a lot of storage on the Road Glide Limited because of the reservoirs, how they are set up on the Road Glide ST, and not having a tour pack. I was a lot more limited on how many things I can bring with me, how much product I can bring, how many clothes I can bring, how much electronics I can bring. Very, very limited on this bike. So can it tour? Yeah, if you want to do everything kind of minimal. It's going to have to be a minimal kind of situation where you're not going to bring a whole lot of stuff with you. You got to know what you need and only bring that. Let's talk about the seat. So on my Road Glide Limited, I have a road sofa, Saddleman road sofa on there. It's broken in really good now, and I do like the seat. I mainly like it because it's an extended reach and it gives me a little bit more room in the legs, and so that's fantastic. I absolutely love that. That was the main draw to me for that seat. Next was I heard some good reviews about it, but it does start out very, very hard. But now that it's broken in, the seat is fine for long trips. I can do long miles. We just came back from Knoxville on that. I didn't have a problem with that seat at all. Now, the Road Glide ST, the CVO Road Glide ST, the seat on that is a one-seater. It's not bad for around the city when, like I said, I'm taking 200, 300-mile trips. Not bad at all. It's a decent seat. And that's how I plan on using this bike. But if I'm going to tour with it, I might have to change out the seat. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the comfort. As far as the legs, leg comfort on my Road Glide Limited is perfect. It has big long floorboards on it. It has highway pegs on it. Like I said, I have the extended seat, so I'm very comfortable in that seat there. It's very, very good. I can sit in that seat for hours, or sit in that position for hours because I'm able to extend my legs in different spots. Now for the CVO Road Glide ST, I wouldn't have been able to do those same things if I didn't make these upgrades already. So I had to upgrade the floorboards. And after upgrading the floorboards to the full-size floorboards, I also added in highway pegs on this. So that's a frame mounted highway pegs that I've added on. And because of those two things there, I was able to tour with this bike. If I didn't have that and still tried to make this trip, you could have done it. It would have just been a lot more uncomfortable. So if you're going to tour with this bike, I would highly suggest getting the larger floorboards, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get the frame mounted highway pegs on it. So get the larger floorboards. You're going to love that, even if you don't get the highway pegs. But then if you get the highway pegs, which I ended up getting highway boards, you'll be a lot more comfortable in this ride to getting out there. I kind of touched on it a little bit when I started out, talking about the tech, that the Road Glide Limited has a lot of ports for me to plug in and have a lot of things running at the same time. Road Glide Limited supports Android Auto, so when I plug my phone in, my Android Auto shows up on the screen. A lot of good things with the info system on the Road Glide Limited. Now, the Road Glide ST has a full screen, which I absolutely love. So when you're in the map mode or you're in touring mode, half of your, 2/3 of your screen is a map, and that is absolutely beautiful. It's clear, you can see it day or night. The info system is fantastic on the Road Glide ST. They did a great job with that. It does not support Android Auto. So your maps and things like that will not show on the screen. You have to use the Skyline system. So one of the things that is a good thing about the Road Glide ST, the CVO regular ones and the CVO ST, is that you automatically get your subscription for your mapping. That's a couple $100. I can't remember the exact number, how much it is to have that subscription added on top of the purchase of the bike. When you get the CVO, the mapping system comes automatic with the system, with the bike. So, but as far as information, that one gives you way more information. The CVO ST gives you way more information on that screen. They both have cruise control. Cruise control, I think, is a huge part of making a long distance trip. To be able to put your bike in cruise and just let it go, relaxing yourself, fantastic. I think that was huge. The CVO ST does not come with heated grips. I didn't really need it. Maybe once or twice I turned it on. Not really during this whole trip that we were out there. Both bikes have that now. But that is a pro to have if you're going to have a touring bike. So can it tour? Yeah, it can tour. Did you need the heated grips? I didn't for this trip. But if you like that feature, you're going to have to add that. All right, next I'm going to talk about fuel range on both of these bikes. Between the two, you're getting a 6-gallon tank, and with a 6-gallon tank, you're up near 200 miles on a tank. So both of them are equivalent in the mileage that you're going to get for fuel. Not an issue for either bike. So this is a must-have for some people. If you're like me and you prefer to have your music running when you're riding, I know there's a ton of people who like to just ride with just hearing the sound of their engine, hearing that muffler, hearing the road, hearing everything around them. That's the relaxation. For me, it's listening to music while I'm riding. I am so relaxed at that time. So music is a big part of my riding experience. And my next must-have is saddlebag speakers. I could not hear my music well enough once I got past 65, 70 miles an hour. Very, very difficult to hear the music coming out of just the two speakers in the front. So one more thing as a must-have, and I haven't done it, and I got to do more research, handlebars. So these handlebars are the stock handlebars. I haven't changed them at all. I think if you're going to tour with this bike, you might want to consider changing the handlebars too to fit you. The handlebars tend to want to make you lean forward a little bit into the sport riding position. And if you're going to tour, you don't want that position for a long time. So I would say handlebars are a mid-range to must-have. I'm going to wrap up this video here, guys. And the bottom line is yes, the CVO Road Glide ST, it can tour. You might want to do some upgrades to make it better, but it can do it for sure. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd love it if you left me a comment. I want to hear you say, I gotta be there, man.
Oh, come on. Hey, I gotta be there, man.
All right, I love it.